Tarzan.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome to What the Flick. My name is Christy Lemire. Dave White is here, and I'm so thrilled.
I'm your Alonzo Duralde substitute.
You are Alonzo, you are Ben, you are Matt. You're every woman. It's all in you.
I'm large enough to be all three of them.
So they, but it's, I'm happy to have you here, though. I am, because this is going to be really, really fun talking about Tarzan. I'm sorry, it's called The Legend of Tarzan. I will describe to you the latest incarnation of Tarzan. So Alexander Skarsgård is Tarzan. And he has to go back. Lord Greystoke has to go back to Africa at the invitation of the King of Belgium, but it's a trap.
It's a trap.
And Margot Robbie comes along with him because she's Jane.
She's Jane.
It's very postmodern Tarzan because they keep doing you Tarzan, you Jane. They
keep talking about it. Sam Jackson is really the one.
Yes.
Who comes on and says, "You're Tarzan."
You're Jane. Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, here's a clip. Tarzan goes back to Africa. Take a look.
Your husband's wildness disturbs me. I need you to scream for me.
Like a damsel.
He's Tarzan. You're Jane. He'll come for you.
There's 1,000 men down there, 20,000 more on the way.
We don't stand a chance.
A normal man can do the impossible to save the woman he loves. My husband is no normal man.
So this is a really weird kind of hodgepodge of stuff. Like it's like a superhero origin story, but it also kind of jumps in as like a sequel, but then it flashes back in time in places that are kind of jarring. And it's also kind of anachronistic in that like Sam Jackson's entire presence just reminds you of the now.
I think he ad-libbed all of his dialogue, honestly. He feels very 2016 in a film that's set in the late 19th century. But again, a lot of the dialogue feels a little 2016 because this is a Tarzan that understands its problematic associations with colonialism and setting about to right that in some way. I mean, this is a movie about a character that has long been associated with white dominance of colonized people.
But he's like their savior, though.
That's the same. Yeah, that too. And so you have to rehab him somehow for a contemporary audience, while at the same time providing much jungle action and animal fightings.
And speed ramping. This is the first Tarzan movie with speed ramping.
With the gorilla and the Tarzan running up to each other in slow motion. Yeah.
Speed ramping. So, yeah. And given that it's about a guy named Tarzan and that Alexander Skarsgård.
John Clayton III.
So John Clayton III.
5th Earl of Greystoke.
Get it right.
Mansion is eating another mansion.
God damn, get it right. The 5th Earl of Greystoke. So he's like a cipher, right? He's just like handsome and noble and brave and still knows how to talk to various creatures.
Right.
I mean, yes, you expect a certain amount of anthropomorphism in Tarzan, but this takes it to an extreme.
That's entirely what I expect.
Right, but like when he's like...
I was expecting those animals to start actually talking to him in English.
Right. Well, and
I liked it when he rubbed heads with the lion.
Oh, that was nice. That was a nice moment, and I liked the ostrich that was giving Sam Jackson shit. But when Tarzan can summon entire herds of various species en masse to stampede on the bad guys,
because he can make all their noises.
Oh, he just calls at them.
He makes all their noises. That's one of the ways he entices Jane.
He pitches
makes
woo
those
with Jane.
Animal noises at her, and she's
Cheetah.
all excited.
Yes, but do you feel like you understand this Tarzan? Do you understand? And beyond him being
I don't feel
muscular
like I
and
have
lanky
to
and brave.
care about understanding this Tarzan.
No, there's no characterization to
There's
him
nothing
whatsoever.
going on with this Tarzan
He's been to the gym.
except a very unusual late 19th century gym membership that I don't think actually existed back in those days.
Multiple packs are
but
available to you.
they look. His abs look digital.
Yes.
And
a lot of this looks digital.
I mean, in addition to all of the animals, but he's not. He is an object to be worshipped in this film by the characters in the film who are not his enemies, and by the audience. There's no mistaking when Alexander Skarsgård is standing, posing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
arms at the side,
posing multiple times, and just beams of light down on him. And I would mimic it right now by taking off my own shirt,
Please.
but I wouldn't want to blind you with my beauty. This film is about looking at him. It's not about much else other than an attempt to again talk about colonialism and its effects in a way that I don't believe they would have done in the late 19th century. I don't think what's the internet word the kids are saying? I don't think there were that many woke people.
They were not woke.
Back then.
But I don't even get the sense that this Tarzan and this
Not white
Jane,
Belgians, anyway.
No, but this Tarzan and this Jane are not woke themselves, right?
Well,
they're of the people, and the bad guy is Christoph Waltz as the right-hand man to the King of Belgium, who wants to mine for diamonds and take over the tribes and enslave them. So you have a bit of a Tarantino reunion here with Christoph Waltz and Sam Jackson. Also, speaking of people who are just, there's nothing to them, how do you make Margot Robbie boring? Like, she's the most charismatic, magnetic, radiant creature on the planet, and she's a damsel in distress. I mean, yes, she's smart, and yes, she's sassy.
She spends much of the film handcuffed.
She's handcuffed, she's being rescued, she's in trouble.
Yeah.
Men are dragging her to and fro.
She fights back.
Yeah.
But
she still needs to be helped.
She still needs to be
rescued.
She still needs to be rescued by
Hunky Tarzan.
Mr. Zan.
Yeah, so this is shiny and empty. It's a lot of big CGI spectacle.
It's beautiful.
David Yates directed it. We should mention who did the last 4 Harry Potters.
Yes.
And co-written by Craig Brewer.
It's a beautiful looking film.
It's pretty.
The CGI animals not as great as Jungle Book.
I agree in terms of the seamlessness of it all. I agree. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced that I need this Tarzan in my life. I was sort of bored. The action was a lot of stuff I've seen before, done equally well or better. And I think that if we are wanting to bring Tarzan into now, while still maintaining his location in the past, you need a much nervier story than this. One that doesn't, ride that line so well between, being aware of the damage, not just damage, the obliteration of entire countries by colonizing Northern European nations. You need something much more pronounced. I sat through this thinking, what if Claire Denis had made this film?
Now, this still wants to be big summer entertainment. This still wants to be a family.
Well, yeah, I know that too, but
that's what's hard of it. So
in my heart,
right.
What do I want?
It can't do what you want it to do.
I want something more, and if it's just going to be big summer entertainment, I want it to be more exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on all of that. So your number is then what? You give it
I already forgot. I wrote it down.
You give it a 5. Do you want to stick with your 5? Is that
low
enough
5.
for you?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's going to lose so much money. So I'm saying 4.7. Dave is saying 5. Our average is a 4.9. It is currently at 28% on the tomato meter. I would say it's not that bad. That number suggests it's terrible.
No, that's a pile
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's just And it needs to be better than
Yeah.